Hello, wrestling fans. This is Salvador here on Wrestle Vault, and wow, do I have something huge for you tonight. If you're a true WWE fan at heart, you're probably still shaking from what happened on Monday Night Raw just a few days ago. I'm talking about the sheer madness when Jimmy Uso grabbed a crutch and went to war on the Vision, with his brother Jey Uso stepping in at just the right moment to set the whole arena on fire. This wasn't just a match, this was a message, a shot at everything fair, and a moment that has the entire WWE universe ready to explode with anger. How could the Vision think they could push everyone around like that? But the Usos? They hit back with everything they had, and now everybody's asking, is this the return we've been dreaming about, or the spark that starts a full-blown blood feud? Stay right here because I'm breaking it all down in this wild must-watch breakdown. And trust me, by the time we're done, you'll be hitting that like button, throwing your hottest opinions in the comments, and sending this to every wrestling friend you've got. Let's get into it. First things first, let's paint the picture because this didn't just fall from the sky. Monday Night Raw, March 2nd, 2026. The arena is buzzing. Fans are screaming, "Uso, Uso," as Jimmy Uso walks into the ring for a one-on-one fight against Austin Theory, one half of the arrogant, self-proclaimed unstoppable team known as the Vision. For anyone who needs a quick catch-up, the Vision isn't just a tag team. They're a whole group that's been causing chaos on Raw for months. Led by the always controversial Logan Paul, yeah, the guy who acts like he owns the world, along with the cocky Austin Theory, and backed by big bruisers like Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker, with Paul Heyman working behind the scenes pulling every string. These guys walk around like the whole show belongs to them, getting in the middle of matches, jumping fan favorites out of nowhere, and making things miserable for anyone who dares stand up to them. It's enough to make your blood boil. How many times have we seen Logan Paul flash those brass knuckles or Austin Theory hit someone from behind when they aren't looking? These aren't real competitors, they're cheaters, and it's way past time somebody put a stop to it. But let's get back to the match. Jimmy Uso, fresh off dealing with his own injury problems but looking more fired up than ever, is going toe-to-toe with Theory. The bell sounds and it's on. Jimmy comes out strong, using his high-flying moves and that hard-hitting Samoan style to keep Theory on his back foot. The crowd is completely into it, chants of "Jimmy, Jimmy" bouncing off the walls. Theory, sly as always, tries to flip things around with some dirty tactics, but Jimmy just won't quit. It's a real back-and-forth scrap that has everyone glued to their seats. Then, out of thin air, Logan Paul appears at ringside. This man just can't help himself. He jumps on the apron, pulls the referee's attention away, and that's when the cheating kicks in. Paul sneaks in a cheap shot on Jimmy, and the match ends by disqualification. DQ. The bell rings, but the real fireworks, they're just getting started. The Vision smells an opening, and they go in for the kill. Austin Theory and Logan Paul start ganging up on Jimmy, stomping him down like he's nothing at all. The crowd lets them have it with massive boos. The noise is deafening. This is the kind of unfairness that makes you want to throw something at the screen. Jimmy's down, can't defend himself, and these two clowns are standing over him laughing. But hold on, what's that music? It's Jey Uso's theme hitting the speakers. The arena loses its mind as main event Jey Uso comes flying down the ramp, crutch in hand. Remember? Jey was jumped on SmackDown February 27, 2026, and taken away in an ambulance. Everyone thought he'd be out for weeks, maybe even months, but here he is, moving on one good leg but burning with purpose, ready to make things right. Jey slides into the ring and it's time to get even. He swings that crutch like he's going for a home run, cracking it right across Logan Paul's back. The sound rings out and Paul crashes to the mat like a bag of rocks. Theory spins around, eyes wide open, but there's no time to react. Jey passes the crutch to Jimmy, and together the brothers go to war on the Vision. Jimmy takes the crutch and lands a bone-rattling shot right into Theory's gut, folding him over completely. The two brothers are perfectly in tune. Super kicks flying, Samoan drops connecting. It's total madness. The Vision tries to run for the exit, but the Usos aren't letting anyone go anywhere. They stand tall in the center of the ring, hands raised high, while the crowd absolutely loses it. Raw lights up like never before, fans on their feet, signs waving everywhere, and social media going crazy in real time. Now let's dig into why this moment hits so hard, both as something to cheer and something to be furious about. First, the anger. The Vision has been doing whatever they want for way too long. Logan Paul, riding his YouTube fame and celebrity name, strolls into WWE like he can just buy his spot at the top. Austin Theory, who once had real potential as a rising star, has turned into Logan Paul's little sidekick, more focused on taking selfies than actually wrestling. Together, they've built this team around one idea: win by any means necessary, no matter how dirty. And don't even get started on the whispers that Paul Heyman is the one pulling the strings behind it all. The so-called whiz man himself, leaving the bloodline behind for this new crew? That's a slap in the face to everything WWE stands for. How many people have they put on the shelf? How many matches have they wrecked? This crutch moment, it's payback, plain and simple, but it also shows just how shaky their so-called Vision really is. One crutch swing and they're running like scared rabbits. But here's what really cuts deep: the bond between brothers. Jimmy and Jey Uso have seen it all, from their time in the bloodline under Roman Reigns, where they were the kings of the tag division, holding those undisputed tag team championships for an incredible 622 days, to the family drama that nearly tore them apart forever. Remember when Jey walked out of WWE after SummerSlam 2023, only to show back up on Raw as his own man? He became main event Jey, chasing solo glory, capturing the Intercontinental Championship, and winning over the fans with that yeet energy. Meanwhile, Jimmy stayed by Roman's side, but injuries kept slowing him down. The reunion has been teased and dangled in front of us for months. Close calls, heated face-offs, and almost moments. But this crutch-swinging, side-by-side beatdown is the ultimate twin power play. It hurts to watch because it brings back all the betrayals they've survived. Roman's mind games, the hits on their own family. Who jumped Jey on SmackDown? Reports say it's still a mystery, but honestly, all signs point to the Vision. Logan Paul has a long history of hitting people when their backs are turned, and this has their fingerprints all over it. Soften the Usos up before they can find their way back to each other. Sneaky, calculated, disgusting. Let's spend a little more time on the Vision, because knowing your enemy makes this whole attack feel that much sweeter and that much more maddening. The group came together in late 2025 when Logan Paul and Austin Theory linked up after Paul dropped the United States Championship. They brought in Bronson Reed for pure muscle and Braun Breaker for that hungry, raw aggression. Paul Heyman came aboard as the voice of the group, selling them as the future of WWE. The future? More like a nightmare that just won't end. Logan Paul, with over 100 million subscribers backing his every move, knows how to create noise, but noise isn't hard. He's all show, no soul. Remember when he frog-splashed Rey Mysterio at Crown Jewel? Austin Theory, who once looked like a guy who could be a real player in this business, has become Logan Paul's right-hand man, leaning on interference more than in-ring skill. Their attacks on people like Jey Uso are planned-out moves to clear the path. It's outrageous that they've been allowed to operate this way, and this Raw moment is the beginning of the end for their free ride. The fans have had it, and rightly so. WWE needs warriors like the Usos to push back. Now here's a thought that keeps this story interesting. What if this isn't just about payback? What if the Usos coming back together is step one in rebuilding the bloodline, but this time on their own terms? Think about it. Roman Reigns has been off the radar since losing at WrestleMania 41, battling whatever demons are following him. But with the Vision rising up and copying the Bloodline's old playbook, could this be what finally brings Roman back? Picture the original tribal chief locking arms with his cousins to tear down this copycat group. Or even wilder, Paul Heyman is playing everyone, working both sides of the fence to set off a massive faction war heading into WrestleMania 42. That kind of talk is blowing up all over the internet right now, and honestly, it gets me hyped, even while it makes me furious that WWE might string us along for maximum drama before they pull the trigger. Fan reactions are flooding in, and people are fired up just like you'd expect. On X, the posts are everywhere. One clip goes around with the caption, "Jimmy Uso uses a crutch from Jey Uso to take down the Vision," and the comment section is on fire. Victory Pradana writes, "The bond between twins is truly amazing." Rising Dragon Studio notes, "Jey Uso got his payback on the Vision from last week." Stellan Severson cheers, "Well done, Uso brothers." And Kamal adds, "Jey Uso is back from injury from the fourth member of the Vision team, Drew McIntyre." Wait, Drew McIntyre? That's a name nobody was expecting to pop up here. Could he really be tangled up in all of this? The mystery just came thicker. Going deeper into their story, the Usos have one of the richest histories WWE has ever seen. Jonathan and Joshua Fatu, sons of the legendary Rikishi, stepped onto the scene in 2010 as a quick, high-energy tag team. Over time, they grew from lovable underdogs into cold-blooded heels at the heart of the bloodline, collecting tag gold 8 different times. But the family cracks, Jey standing up to Roman, Jimmy torn between loyalty and love, gave their story real emotion that not many acts in WWE can match. Jey's solo chapter showed the world he could go one-on-one with the very best, from Gunther to Damian Priest. Jimmy's road through injuries proved his toughness and heart. This crutch attack carries meaning beyond just the hit. It's about turning something that represents pain and weakness into a tool of power and strength. It's upsetting because it shows how the Vision goes after people who are already hurt, but it's beautiful to see the Usos flip that whole story upside down. On the other side of things, the Vision's climb has been fast but deeply messy. Logan Paul first showed up in WWE in 2022 as a celebrity cameo, but his natural athleticism caught a lot of people off guard. Wins over The Miz and Ricochet, he can actually go, but his attitude is absolutely unbearable. Austin Theory, called up to SmackDown in 2021, made a mess of his Money in the Bank cash-in but managed to bounce back. Their team, built on a shared love of taking shortcuts. Adding Reed and Breaker turned them from annoying to genuinely dangerous, but their behavior, like that post-match beating on Jimmy, is exactly why every fan in every arena wants to see them get what's coming to them. This Raw explosion, that's the price of running wild for too long. So where does WWE go from here? The Usos are back together and a tag title run is a very real possibility. Could we see them matched up against the Vision at the next premium live event, or is this the opening chapter in a much bigger multi-team war? The hit on Jey is still unexplained. If the Vision really is behind it, expect the Usos' anger to reach a whole new level. Here's my own wild take. What if Solo Sikoa, running his own version of the Bloodline right now, decides to step in? A family feud with the Vision stuck in the middle? That's the kind of wrestling that makes you cancel everything and sit in front of the TV all night. Let's zoom in on the match itself. Jimmy versus Theory was a solid, well-worked fight. Theory going for the A-Town down only for Jimmy to counter and set up the Uso splash. But Paul's cheating robbed us of a clean finish. Jey's perfectly timed save, crutch shots landing exactly where they needed to, felt raw and real, the kind of unplanned-looking chaos that WWE does better than anyone when they're firing on all cylinders. The fan theories keep rolling in. Some people think Jey's SmackDown attack was staged to set up this exact moment. Others believe Heyman planned the whole thing for the ratings boost. It's crazy how much these manipulative stables get into your head, but that's also what makes the storyline so addictive to follow. To wrap it all up, this crutch attack
changes the game. The Usos' electric reunion lit Raw on fire and left the Vision looking embarrassed and exposed. It's outrageous, it's gripping, and it absolutely demands your attention. If this got your heart pounding, smash that like button and drop your answer in the comments. Who do you think jumped Jey Uso? Are you riding with the Usos or throwing your support behind the Vision? Share this video with every wrestling friend you've got, and make sure you subscribe to Wrestle for all the freshest WWE breakdowns. Ring the bell for notifications, because trust me, you do not want to be left out when the next big moment drops. Until we meet again, keep your eyes on the ring.